This is what climate change looks like. And this is what climate change costs. There's a cost to it. This is not a hoax, or is it a hoax? I don't think this $20 million is a hoax, or that this bill is a hoax. We've known for a while we've had repetitive flooding going on in Iowa for the last 30 years. We're one of the top states in the country for presidential declarations. And here we are with really a pretty weak proposal to address really what needs to be done. For people on the eastern side of the state, 2019 was a record year on the west side of the state. You followed this. Following a cold winter with heavy snowpack, we witnessed a bomb cyclone in early March and spring. Rains on frozen ground caused record flooding on the Missouri River at Hamburg, Iowa. Levees broke. The towns, farms, businesses flooded, including Interstate 29. With no rest and continued rainfall, many residents were flooded 3 times along the Missouri River. The Missouri was at flood stage 224 days. And I don't need to tell people in southwest Iowa on the western side of the state. And it was 68 days more than 2011. 2011 was an enormous flood on the Missouri River. This was a monster. Meanwhile, on the other side of the state, the largest city on the Mississippi River without a permanent flood wall, Davenport, faced its own problems. The Mississippi reached a record peak stage at Rock Island and was at flood stage for the longest period, 51 days, from March 23rd through May 12. Alas, on April 30th, Davenport's temporary flood wall failed and flooded downtown. Ditto for Burlington, just as you know, 100 miles downstream, where HESCO barriers failed on June 1st after 79 days in Burlington at flood stage. The Mississippi was at flood stage in Baton Rouge for 211 days, a new record. All told, Iowa experienced the wettest 12-month period since 1895, when record-keeping began. As Senator Hogue mentioned, almost 51 inches of precipitation fell on Iowa from June 2018 through May 2019. 16 inches greater than our average precipitation of 34 inches, looking at a baseline of 1980 through 2010. This is not new. Iowa's the home of repetitive flooding. Repetitive flooding, as our climate scientists at Iowa State and the University of Iowa and all across the world say, Iowa can continue to experience extreme rainfall events. So I think the question to the body is, what are we doing to prepare for that? I mean, it's great to rush in with a few dollars to help clean up a mess, but what exactly are we doing to address the biggest threat to our state? In 2019, 80 counties in Iowa, 80 counties had presidential declarations for flooding. Now, I think it's a big deal for the president to have to sign a presidential declaration. He did it 80 times. The governor gave a speech the second day of session. She did not mention one time in her speech any plan she has to deal with climate change. She did not mention those words. So, more extreme rain events. What's the plan? You know, Cedar Rapids, which got nailed in 2008, they're still trying to build flood walls, and they're on their way to doing it. But they need like another $500 million, 11 years out. And they think it's going to take them another 20 years to protect their city. So folks out down in southwest Iowa, I see this list of levees. It's going to take Cedar Rapids, the second largest city, an economic engine to this state, a major employment center, 30 years. So we need a plan from you all. We need a plan. You know, I think back to what we did in 2008, Senator Hogue. when we were in charge and running this place, and we had a governor who cared about this issue, we invested immediately in recovery. I can't imagine what kind of shape this state had been in had you guys been in charge. You know, throw a few dollars here, a few dollars there. We made a major investment. So where's your plan? Where's your plan? I appreciate we've got to deal with immediate recovery. Let's do that. Where's your climate plan? You know, Senator Chapman convinced you all a couple years ago to gut the most important program we had in this state to help people not burn so much energy and not create so much carbon. The energy efficiencies of the program. He cut $100 million out of an investment in helping businesses and homeowners address climate change. So you're going in the wrong direction. Governor has no idea. And we need to do better. Senator Hogue summed it up well. I join him in our plea to you. This bill doesn't seem like a hoax to me. We're going to vote on it here in a second. I bet it gets every vote in the room. Thank you, Mr. President.